It's now my third year gardening, and the first year was very much a slow start. I didn't want to take on too much too soon, which is something I'm very prone to doing. So I kept everything really basic and only really planned to grow about 15 plants. The year after that, I realised I could really do this, and so I did about 10 times the amount. But this year, my third year, I've realised that I really need to start taking a different approach, which is a lot more efficient. Well, right now inflation is kind of eating our budget. So eating from the garden has gone from being an obsession of mine to pretty much a necessity. So this year I want to do this properly and make sure to implement a more efficient way of tracking everything so that next year I can be even more productive. And this is where the journal comes in. So far, this is the system I've got. Section 1 is for all my seeds, what I'm growing, what I have grown, and what I never want to grow again. This way I avoid buying seeds that I've grown in the past and maybe I forgot how much I hated them, and I've just got a good record of everything that I liked, what I didn't like, and also the things which I am currently growing. I can gradually add to my record and keep track of methods that I found worked, little problems that I ran into, and just gradually build an inventory of knowledge so that I can constantly draw on that. Next, I've got my layouts, and this is nowhere near finished. I've still got to add the raised bed garden illustrations, and I want to make these pages look a lot nicer, but it helps me to keep track of what trees and what bushes I've got growing without the need to have tags near them, and my children seem to think that those tags are Easter eggs and are constantly lifting them up, so this alleviates that problem. And then there's the quail section, and this does look suspiciously sparse, but this one page is an awful lot of information that I've collected over the last 2 months of all the plants that I know that they eat, the plants that they really like to eat, and then also all the things which I'm growing to eventually grow enough feed for them to hopefully last all winter. Over time, I'll add any notes I've got on incubating them, problems that I've run into, and any of the notes that I need to make sure that over time I can make sure that I can keep these birds really healthy and happy. And then we've got planting times, which is something I really should have been doing since the start of the season, but better late than never. I note what I'm growing on the left, where I'm going to plant it in the middle, and then the start date on the right. And this way I can keep track of areas which I might need to crop rotate if this is something that I end up needing to do. And finally, it's my list of all my big projects that I'll need to do over the winter to make sure that next season goes even better. And there's already so much to do in the garden in the summer, it doesn't make sense to do things like build the potting shed or dig out the walkway in the polytunnel, especially digging out the walkway. I can't do that right now. The tomatoes are in full swing, so that's just going to have to wait till winter. But it makes sense to leave bigger projects like that for the winter when you're less busy, so that you've got time to really focus on getting the garden very healthy so that the year after is even more productive. So that is currently the journal system that I've got. Obviously this is only the first few months using it, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes by the time I get to winter. I'm sure that by the time the season ends I'll have found ways to improve it or things that I need to change slightly, so if that's the case I'll do a little update